Hi, I'm Jen Rhodes. I'm here to tell you about textile design. What is textile design? Designing a textile. Great. What's a textile? A textile is another word for fabric. And you might only think about fabric being in your clothes, but textiles aren't just what we wear. Textiles are everywhere. They're in our homes, they're in our cars, they're all over the place. Our seatbelts are textiles. The airbags in our cars keep us safe. They're textiles. Our sheets, our towels, our sweaters, our jeans, we're surrounded by fabric and we can't live without it. It wouldn't be much comfortable to sit down on the couch to watch TV if it wasn't covered in fabric, right? So how do we make textiles? In textile design, we have woven textiles, we have knitted textiles, and we have printed textiles. I am a weaver. Woven fabrics are things like the denim used to make your jeans. Knits are things like the stretchy fabrics that are in our t-shirts and our sweaters. Printed fabrics are fabrics that have designs printed on them, like this tote bag. So, I mentioned that I'm a weaver. I'd like to show you some of the things I've been able to do. I've never been much for fashion and apparel. I've never worked in apparel. But for the last 25 years, I've had a super fun career. I've always loved my jobs. I've been able to travel the country, and I've also had the opportunity to go to France and Germany, all for work. So that was pretty cool. This is the first thing I ever made. This is a woven textile that I made when I was in 11th grade. And my art teacher told me that I should check out this thing called a Textile Design workshop at Philadelphia College of Textiles and Science. So I went, and I loved it, and I've never looked back. I've always loved it. There's always so much more to learn. Philadelphia College of Textiles and Science is now known as Thomas Jefferson University, but we're the same great university in the same great place with the same great students and faculty. When I graduated, I moved to North Carolina and I was working in automotive textiles. These are some things that I did that were sent to Mercedes as some samples, and they don't look very interesting because they're all just kind of dark and gray and boring, but that's what automotive textiles are. They're more functional than decorative. But I did have the pleasure of one of my fabrics going into a Jeep Cherokee. So that was pretty cool. And after I was done working in automotive, I moved back to New York because I'm originally from the Northeast and I missed my family. And I was working for a mill and I got to design fabrics for draperies and for bedding. So it was really cool because for a few years I could go into almost any store and find one of my fabrics sewn into product. So some of my fabrics were sold in books that go out to decorators and things like that. So every single fabric in this fabric book was one that I designed. I got to do things for bedding. So this is a bed full of sewn with fabric that I designed. So it's just a stripe, and you might think, stripes, that's not exciting. Tell me it's not exciting when you see your product or your designs for sale. This is another. Sometimes I got to do the fabrics on the entire bed, and sometimes it was just a little piece, but it was still pretty fun. One day I went to my uncle's house, and they were very excited to show me that my cousin had her room redecorated. And when I walked in, I cracked up laughing because the fabric that I designed was on her bed. So that was pretty cool too. After I stopped working for that company, I was working in another facet of the bedding industry. I got to design mattresses. So that was pretty cool. I had my product on TV because my mattresses were sold at QVC. These days, you can find me at Thomas Jefferson University. I'm the assistant program director there for the textile design program, and I've been teaching on campus. This is my 11th semester now. I love my job. I love working with our freshmen. I love watching the looks on their faces as they put it all together and they start to learn how much fun it can be to make things. So what do we make? Textile designers are makers. We're creative people. We love color, we love texture, we love pattern. We work with yarn if we're weavers or knitters. Yarns come in all shapes and sizes, and so I've got just a few here that you can see. We can have metallics or silk or cotton or fuzzy yarns or man-made yarns. We can dye our yarns multiple colors. Yarns for weavers and knitters are what's in our toolbox. It's what we use to make our fabrics. If you're a printer, you'll be working with color in any different kind of way that you can create a pattern, just like you might sit and draw in your sketchbook. But if you like to make stuff and you like to work with others and you like to collaborate and blaze a new trail forward, come check us out and learn more. You might just like it. See you next time.